Hey y'all, I'm going to be doing some wild RNG today. I'm going to be going for this Aaron right here. Um, I've been playing on the file that I got our shiny starter on. I beat the first gym. I came over here to Dewford Cave. I delivered the letter, and then I talked to the ship captain to go up to Slateport, just north of Slateport, right by the cycling road exit there. You can catch Oddish, who knows Sweet Scent when you catch it. Super convenient. We're going to use Sweet Scent to trigger our wild encounter right on our timer. So Sweet Scent super helps. There's some Sweet Scentless setups that you can do for wild RNG, but it's a little bit outside of the scope of what we're doing today. So grab Sweet Scent. If you're on Ruby and Sapphire, you can also get Surskit, who learns it at like level 16 or something. Surskit's on Route 102. I think Oddish is a little easier because it comes with it. So go catch one of those, and we're going to be using Sweet Scent to trigger our wild encounter. I'm going to find our Aaron here. We're going to go to PokeFinder. I'm going to go to Gen 3 Wild. I have my profile selected from our previous video on Ruby and Sapphire with my trainer ID and secret ID. You got to know your secret ID to get shinies, so that's an important step. Go check out my last video on ID Manip and our shiny starter if you haven't. If you don't have your secret ID and you want to start a new playthrough while knowing it. Otherwise, we're going to get our filters set up here. We're going to make sure we're on 5A0 because that's the dead battery Ruby and Sapphire default seed. You need a dead battery to do this. We're going to keep it on grass, even though we're technically in a cave. This counts as grass. And we're going to flip over to Granite Cave B1F, which is where we are. I'm going to set our shiny filter here, and I'm just going to click generate. So this is the one we're going for. I already kind of figured that out. But if you don't know what you're going for, if you want something specific, play with your filters. I would also play with all of the routes and locations where the Pokemon you want spawns. So if I go to B2F, I have pretty much the same results here. I got a Mawile that could be pretty fun to go for. But if I go to B1, Granite Cave 1 floor, which is right when you walk in, on this advance, we actually have a Makuhita. So I could get a Makuhita there if I wanted to. And that's all impacted by the encounter slots, which will change around. And if I select one of these guys, it'll automatically set all the encounter slots correctly for me. So I can only see Makuhita results if I wanted to. If I wanted to see Zubat. My Zubat is super far away, though. I don't want to go for that. But some results for Abra. I would just filter it around. If you have, like, Abra is a single encounter slot. So it's a rarer spawn, which means that your shiny advances are going to be less frequent since it's rare. A lot of people try to RNG Ralts, and that's like a super rare 5% spawn on Route 102. So they have crazy waits to try and get them if you don't manipulate a specific ID for one early one. I'll go into that on the next video, though. I'm going to be doing a painting for Ralts, and I'm going to show you guys how that works. But we're doing Aaron, so I'm going to set this to B1F. And I'm just going to hit generate. We know this is our target advance right here. So I'm going to take the advance number. I'm going to put it in target frame. I wiped out my calibration value. We're going to be calibrating on a fresh attempt here. Because if you notice, when I click Sweet Scent here, it takes a really long time for the battle to actually start. And the actual length of that amount of time doesn't really matter at all, because we're just going to miss our target and we're going to calibrate, and then the timer will have that factored in for us. So we don't even need to concern ourselves with how long that animation is. So we're gonna run our attempt here. Again, I'm going to soft reset on the first set of beeps, and then we're going to go into our menu and click Sweet Scent on the last set of beeps. So we're going to do it. We're going to do a calibration run. There we go. I soft reset on those beeps. I'm going to start up our save file. I'm going to pause right away when I get in my save file because it's generally just good practice to do. If there's overworld noise, which is usually caused by trainers deciding which way they want to turn, but items on the ground can also cause it, I believe. Strength rocks. A lot of weird stuff can cause overworld advances. The random Pokemon cries you can hear on the soundtrack when you're in a cave like this. A lot of that stuff can cause advances. So sitting in the menu, I would recommend on almost every case. If you're in a room that's completely quiet, like if you're standing in front of Kyogre or something, you probably don't need to leave your menu up, but I would just get into the habit of doing it anyway, especially for wilds, because you want to sit on, I like to sit on the last button press anyway, so you're in the menu. So overworld advances are paused. You don't need to worry about it. It'll save you plenty of grief. Just sit on the last button press. Just stay right here. And if you're doing fishing or something, you can sit on the Pokemon is on the hook prompt. That is the last button press for fishing. But we're going to do a calibration run here. And then I'm going to show you guys how we calc this. Wild is a little bit more complicated than static. But in Ruby and Sapphire, there's a lot less to consider than in Emerald and Fire Red and Leaf Green. So I'm going to wait out our timer. And we'll see what we hit. We're going to miss because we haven't calibrated our timer yet, but that's totally fine. Nobody hits it on the first attempt. But once we can start pointing our timer in the right direction, once we tally on timer, our first result, it's going to say, oh, okay, we actually need to be aiming for this. And it's going to do that work for us. So I hit Sweet Sound on the last button press. I'll wait through the lengthy animation. And we're going to catch whatever this is. Mawile. Cool. I only have about 3 Pokeballs, so hopefully we can catch this. Oh, that's not good. Can I use Scratch without killing it? It is Steel type. Alright, okay. Yeah, let me weaken it just a little bit, because I don't want to waste all my Pokeballs. I'm going to do one more Scratch, and then I will throw my Pokeball. Good. I was a little spooked when that didn't shake at all on the first Pokeball. Alright, we got Mawile. So, we're going to use this Mawile to find what we hit. And in order to do that... we'll open Gen 3 Seed Assistant. And we will punch this in. You can use PokeFinder's main window to calc what you hit as well. I prefer using Gen 3 Seed Assistant. It's a little bit more work, and you can get no results if you don't have it set up correctly. But it's a good practice to learn how to do it, I think. So we're gonna set all this up perfectly here. Hasty nature. And we're going to set the level to 10. And what are the rest of the stats? 31, 24, 21, 16, 18, 17. And I'm going to send those to the filters. We're going to go down here and change the method. Now, if you remember from when we did our starter, we were searching method 1. That is for static Pokemon. This is a wild, so we're going to need to use a different method. And it's actually these H methods on the bottom. PokeFinder calls them Wild 1, 2, 4. Seed Assistant calls them H. That's just the old terminology. In Ruby and Sapphire, generally, you're hitting method Wild 1. If you're fishing, you can hit the other methods a little bit more frequently. But just doing a regular wild encounter on Ruby and Sapphire, Emerald, Fire Red, and Leaf Green are different. You're probably going to hit method 1. And that's what I would aim for. And if you don't really know what methods do, this is basically how the IVs get generated. So if you look at method 1, our target here has the same 3 IVs that our starter does, which is kind of cool. But if I change this to Wild 2 and I click Generate, the IVs are different. But if you look, everything else is the same. The PID is what determines everything else. and the IVs are determined by the method by which it spawns. So if I click method 4, it's got different IVs again. The speed is different than method 1. And the hidden power also changes because that's tied to the IVs. So we're aiming for method 1, and that's what I recommend aiming for in Ruby and Sapphire. Method stuff gets really complicated pretty fast. But if you're just getting into this, if you're doing a Ruby and Sapphire or Wild RNG, I would search method 1. So it's H1 here in Seed Assistant, but I need to finish setting this up so we can calculate what we hit here. Our target frame is 7657, so I'm going to put target advances in here. I recently just found out that Seed Assistant is off by 1 on wild Pokemon specifically. So we can set this target advance to 7656, actually. Not super important, but it could tell us we hit our target, and it would not actually be our target because it's off by 1. So I've been using this tool for forever, and I never knew that. Not super relevant, but what target advances does is it gives us a search range. We're searching plus and minus. 10 is we're never going to get any results if we search plus minus 10 because that is such a small window. Because we haven't put any calibration in here yet, we're probably going to hit significantly far off our target. So I'm going to set this to like 500 and see what happens. And we need to enter a seed. If you remember from the last video, our dead battery seed by default, it comes up in PokeFinder as well, is 5A0. We want to make sure that's in there. If you leave the seed blank, you're going to get seed 0, which is different. That's on Emerald. So make sure it's set to 5A0 for your dead battery Ruby Sapphire game. It's not case sensitive. I can make this a capital A if I wanted to. But we hit search, and we found something. 7894. It's the only result, so I'm pretty confident that's what I hit. But if you don't get a result here, or your result doesn't really make sense, I would double check all your filters, but we can also check the other methods. So I'm not getting anything on H2 or H4, which makes sense, because we hit H1 most frequently here. So I think this is our target. So we can take this advances box, and I'm going to copy and paste it into the frame hit. We're going to click update, and it's going to adjust our calibration automatically. So next time the timer goes off, it's going to help us get closer to our target. So we are going to try again. And if you're interested in learning more about method stuff, I'm probably going to talk about it in my next video, because I'm going to be going for a method 4 shiny Ralts using the painting method. So not to be confused with these methods, but the painting is a technique in order to change your seeds, so we're not actually stuck on 5A0 anymore. We can hit Pokemon on different seeds. But I'll talk about that in the next video. This is I wanted to keep this to the basics so that we could build on it and do something a little more outlandish next time. So. But Wild RNG is pretty similar to static. It's just you have to consider a little bit more with the generation methods, and you gotta figure out encounter slot stuff. You gotta find where your Pokemon is. You're a little bit more limited, but you can't just go get every Pokemon without doing some more advanced stuff. But we will get to that in the next one, I think. Oh, I forgot to set the route and the. Set the route and the Pokemon on this. So that'll change that'll set everything correctly, the level and all that, if you set the location and the Pokemon. I just gotta remember to change the Pokemon. This box doesn't automatically change when you change this one. So if I hit a Zubat next, I'm gonna remember to change this to Zubat. Otherwise I might not get any results. And if you have multiple results here and you're trying to narrow it down, if they all have the same PID, I would just make an educated guess. If they have different PIDs, you can look at the level that you caught it, and you can look at the gender. If you set the gender ratio, it will tell you what gender this Pokemon is. So let's see what we hit here. I kind of hope I find something that has multiple results so I can show you what that looks like. But that is a regular Aeron, so we'll catch that and calc it. Hopefully I can just catch it. Oh boy. I'm not having great catch luck today. I'm gonna scratch it. Oh my god, okay. Can I risk an ember? Is this just gonna kill it probably, right? Oh, all right, good. Okay. Woo. That was really lucky. All right, let's catch this. And if I were to miss this, I would just run another attempt. It's totally fine to just not calc this and not calibrate and just rip another one. And like if I got an Abra and he teleported away before I was able to catch it, I would just try again. This is not a super high stakes manip, so. All right, so what do we got? So we have a Ron. And he is adamant. And it is level 10. And it has 30 HP, 22 attack, 26 defense, 13 special attack, 15 special defense, and 12 speed. I'll send these, and I'm going to change this to Aaron. Let's see what we hit. We hit 7659, which is pretty darn close to our target of 7657. So our initial calibration did a pretty good job of getting us close. So we're going to zero in a little more, put that into frame hit, click update, going to change our calibration value again, and we're off to the races. We're set to go. You check the other methods if you don't get any results, or if you have if you get like 2 or 3 with the same PID, take your best stab at it. If you guess wrong, like if I had one here that was 7670 or something, and I guessed wrong, I picked that one, my next attempt would probably be a little further off, but it would all come out in the wash if you do your calibration. If you just keep putting in what frame you hit, the timer will keep getting you closer. So. Trusty on timer, it's your friend. It wants to help you hit it. And again, I'm going into the menu as soon as I can, just to rule out any possibility of overworld advances. When we do painting, when I cover it in the next video, overworld advances are going to be a lot more of a concern because we need to get from the painting to the spot where we're going to do the RNG. In these games, when you're doing just regular old RNG like this, you're not moving anywhere. You're already in the place where you need to be, so very convenient. So we just bring the menu up right away, and we're happy. We'll sit here and talk to Oddish for about a minute. If you want another Sweet Scent or two, you can catch him all while in the cave. He learns Sweet Scent, but I think it's pretty late. I think it's like level 25 or something. But that's kind of a cool Sweet Center to use. Oddish is like the easiest one to get in like every game. And I also got it in Heart Gold Soul Silver. If you watch that video of mine, we just went and grabbed Oddish real quick. He like comes with Sweet Scent. Like Bellsprout gets it too, but he like needs to level up a bunch to learn it. It's bizarre. So we will hang out. Hopefully we hit this pretty soon. We're a couple frames off, so. Shouldn't be too bad. And if you have a longer wait per attempt, it's just a little bit tedious. I wouldn't go for something that's super long, though. I would look into doing the painting if you're going to. If you have a result that's like 20 minutes away, I would look into just doing painting, personally, but... you have options at that point, but I would probably not, especially if you're looking for a rare spawn. So we get Zubat. I'm going to catch him. I think I didn't feel super great about my timing there. I wouldn't be surprised if we hit farther off. Oh boy. I cannot catch anything for the life of me here. I'm gonna throw this, and then I'm gonna do. I think one scratch will kill it. Oh, alright. I caught it. Fine. I'm probably gonna... With this kind of luck, when I actually hit my target Aeron, I'm not gonna be able to catch it. We'll see. Alright. So we want to change the filters here. Pasty. It is Zubat. It is level 9. 26. 13. 10. 12. 12. 17. I'm going to switch this to Zubat, and we're going to hit search. Looks like we hit 7653. So, still a little early. But we're pretty darn close. We're getting there. So, I punched that in to my frame hit. Click update. And we will try once more. And we wait. Yeah, I'm excited to do this painting RNG. I wanted to throw these couple videos out here just so people kind of had a baseline to go off of if you're not familiar with kind of the basics. But this next video is going to be something cool. So I hope you guys look forward to it. Because there's going to be something, the painting results, the perfect IV male painting results. It's going to be method 4, which I'll get into. We're going to be playing the game through Pokemon Box in order to achieve method 4. So there's it gets pretty complicated, but I'll hopefully be able to explain and be able to follow along. But we'll hit this guy. Yeah, with the static encounters like we did for Torchic, and the wild encounters like we're doing for Aeron here, there's the painting, and there's some other stuff we can do with Ruby Sapphire, but that's kind of the gist of it. You should be able to adapt most of the techniques here to any kind of RNG you'd want to do in this game. These games are really deep and there's a lot to it, but it's kind of the basics, the baseline. Let's see. Hopefully my timing wasn't terrible there. Now it's just up to my meat hands. Nope, Abra. Let's see. This level 9 Abra might be one early. Let's see if I can catch it, though. If I can't catch it, I won't be able to calc, but that's okay. Is this gonna flee? Yeah, it is gonna run away. Oh well. Oh, hold on. I messed up my soft reset. Yeah, especially when you're dealing with Abra, that can happen. But if that was the Abra that I saw earlier, I think that's pretty close to our target. There's an Abra that's like 1 late. So it could be the level 9 male Abra that's 1 after our target. And if we wanted to look, we can take these filters off. I'll set this to 7,000 and like 8,000. Target is 7.6, so we'll go down here. There it is. Yeah, so I think so. There is a level 9 Abra, level 9 male Abra right after our target, so that could have been it. There's also one that's 2 after our target. So there's also, this is level 9 female, so. But if you want to, when you're hitting pretty close like this, when your calibration is good, you can kind of just eyeball it. And if we click show stats on here, when we catch our next Pokemon, we can just come over here to the list and look. instead of punching it in here. I would pretty much always recommend calcing it though, but if you're already pretty dialed in on your calibration, if we see a level 9 Abra again, we'll have a pretty good idea we're close. If we see like either of these Makuhita, we'll know we're pretty close. But let's see. Sometimes you can eyeball it. You can be like, I've seen this guy before. So let's see what we hit here. That's a Zubat. Level 10. Let's see if we can eyeball it. Could be this guy. Could be this timid one. We'll catch it. And of course we'll do a calc. Hopefully I'm able to catch it. Oh boy. Alright. Last Pokeball. I don't want to I do not want to click scratch on this. Adamant nature, perfect attack, level 19, it's just gonna KO it. Alright, good. Thank God. Alright, so we'll check this out. We might not even need to calc it. It probably is... actually, it might not be this one. Alright, so it's timid. It is... oh, different HP, actually. Alright, we'll calc this. Timid. It is level 10. It's 29, 15, 13, 11, 14, 18. We got no results. This could be a different method, though. Yeah, I think we might have hit method H2. So I think we probably did hit 5-2. So if I go back to this... If I go back to the Zubat that I thought it was, right here, and I change this to Wild 2, let's see. And of course I have show stats selected, so if you don't have this selected, it'll show the IVs. But if you click this, it's going to show the actual stats of the Pokemon. So I think this is, in fact, our target. Or this is, in fact, our Zubat. In Method 1, it has 28 HP, so that's... we did actually hit Method Wild 2 on that guy. So, good to know. It is the 7653. And we did get multiple results here. This is the same PID. And the stats are all exactly the same. So, but I think we probably hit 7652 and not 7620 with this guy. So, 7652. And we will update. And we'll try again. That ended up being good. I was hoping we would hit a different method at some point, so I could show you guys what that looks like. Because if I'm just clicking search here and I'm only searching method H1 or method Wild 1, and I'm not getting any results, that could be confusing for some people who've never done this before. But we searched the other method and we found it. We hit method 2 on that one. So, but we're zeroing in. Our target is here, and we hit here. So. Pretty good. I'll close that out. I want this little Aaron boy. I don't have a shiny Aeron, so this will be cool. This will be my first one. Aggron was definitely one of my favorite Gen 3 Pokemon. It's a shame he's not super good, and it takes so long to evolve it. But pretty cool. I might bring him forward into the newer games. Get him off the save file, trade him to something else. About 25 more seconds. But we're pretty dialed in now. We're hitting, you know, within 5 or so advances. That's pretty good. Usually calibrate once or twice and then you're hitting close. So it's just consistency's sake. Just, you know, focus on the timer, focus on the beeps, feel the rhythm, push the button. Let's see how we did. Oh, Mawile. Hi, buddy. Where the heck is Mawile on here? Let's see. My target is here. Oh, there's not a Mawile. That's very close. It might be this one. Level 11 female? Yeah, I think it is this one. Oh, catch him, please. Thank you. All right. And I still have show stats checked, so I'm just gonna compare the stats. This is a careful nature, correct? 34, 26, 26, 15, 19, 18. Yep. So I'm pretty sure we hit 7, 6, 6, 7. And we'll chill here for a moment. I probably should have just calced it using Seed Assistant, but I was able to see it on the timeline. I'm pretty sure that's my target. You can kind of get led astray, especially if it's like, if there's 2 or 3 that share that same PID, and I just look for the one closest to my target, and I calibrate using it. That could have put me further away if it was not actually the Mawile that I hit. But I would recommend just calcing everything. I just took a little bit of a shortcut there, but we'll see. We'll see if it bites me in the ass. Another minute or so. We got our shiny little guy. Alright, here we go. Coming up on the timer. Abra. Level 9 female. Might be that one. Let's see if I'm able to catch it. Ah, bummer. Okay. Well, I'll try again. Alright, coming up on our timer here. Let's see. There he is. Nice. We got our little guy. Hopefully we can catch him. I'm just gonna lob a great ball. If this goes bad. Yep, okay. I'm gonna scratch him. Maybe I should peck. Let me try peck. A little bit more. I'm just gonna, okay, critical hit. I'm gonna get him down to about half and then throw another great ball. He's gonna keep spamming Harden. I don't even think I have a potion. I barely played this file, so. I'm gonna peck a couple more times. He's boosting his defense, so should be pretty safe to do. Even if we crit, it's not doing that much damage. Alright, I think I'm gonna throw my great ball now. We'll see what happens. Come on. Great, okay. Woo. It would have been quite the disaster to miss catching our target. So, there's our Aaron. I want to make sure that we hit the right method on this, so I'm going to calc the stats. So this is Adamant. It is level 10. And it is 32, 24, 28, 13, 13, 14. Some of this, the ranges. Oh, we might have hit the wrong method. Let's see. Oh, no, hold on. I'll set it back to H1. I forgot to change this to Aaron. There we go. All right. False alarm. Sometimes that little stuff can trip you up with C to substance. But, so, yeah, we hit the correct IVs on this guy, or at least the ones we wanted. We hit method H1. So, there you go. That's our shiny Aaron. Not too bad. Took me like 30 minutes, 40 minutes. I might cut down some of the waiting time, but pretty darn good. Not too bad for a shiny Pokemon, especially one with like 3 perfect IVs too, and a pretty good nature. So this guy should be a powerhouse. Headbutt was actually doing some decent damage to me. So there we go. I'm gonna see you guys in the next one. My next one might be that Sapphire painting I've been talking about. For Ralts. I have some other stuff in the works too, but stay tuned. There should be video links up on the screen somewhere over here if I wanted to tick that option on YouTube. So thanks for watching, guys. Drop a like, drop a sub. Let me know if this helps. So take care.